This is my former company.
After being taken on for a 3-year internship at a construction company, he says he was exploited and badly treated.
Day after day, my Japanese co-workers would hit me on the helmet using hammers and various tools. Every day, like this, repeatedly. These are the helmets we have to wear at work. They even threatened to kill me. This is the 3rd helmet they broke.
Insults and threats aside, he received just €500 a month in wages, despite working up to 14 hours a day. He was forced to take sick leave after suffering a serious accident at work.
Here's a picture of my finger after I severed it at work. My Japanese colleagues didn't even call an ambulance. They were busy doing something else. They were already on the phone. I had to wait 2 or 3 hours for the ambulance to arrive.
These 3 women left behind families in China when they came here on the internship program hoping to find a better life.
It's your daughter. Oh, she's very pretty.
Instead, they quickly found themselves in a nightmare. They were placed in a nearby garment factory stitching school uniforms for next to nothing and forced to pay a large portion of their salary back to their boss for rent. And then a few weeks ago, it got even worse. Their boss stopped paying them.
How much money does the owner of the textile factory owe you? Did you have to pay money in order to get this job in Japan? Did you have to pay a recruiter?
我们跟朋友还有亲戚借了45000块钱，交给那个送我们劳务输出的那个公司，然后我们就来到日本了。因为没挣到什么钱，所以不想回家。
Do you think you've learned any skills here that you can use at home in China?
学到什么？
没学什么。
后悔死了，只学到上当了。
Hello.
Hello. 你好。
Nice to meet you.
快下农家之前，我们的老师就给我说过，他说我们家老爷子，好色，会对女生动手动脚，还有语言上说那些性骚扰的话。他说，这个是很正常的事情。
It wasn't long before Shu says the owner began taking advantage of her.
摸我们女性的胸，还有是屁股，接着就是说做出想亲你的那个动作。他把他那个生殖器故意放在外面，在我们女生面前。
Shu says she told her recruiter about the abuse, but he discouraged her from speaking up.
What's your biggest worry now? What are you afraid of the most?
挺害怕的，没有工作，还有对组合这样对我，整天做噩梦。因为那个当时理事长让那个周老师跟我谈话的时候，他还说，他说我的态度不好，如果我一直是这个态度的话，要是我的所作所为给组合带来不利，他还会有股杀手杀了我。
Oh my god.
来到日本之后，感觉跟自己想象一样，都是蛮好的。这个环境也蛮好的。对。
In China, Huang studied Japanese. He came here hoping to get fluent, and he got work in a box factory.
我跟他打招呼，他不跟我打招呼，然后这样子跟上司也是，他也不怎么教我嘛，他就是感觉跟他说日语，他说他听不明白，然后就当时被那个机器给卷进去了，要让我回国，不给我治疗，还逼我签一个协议，当时我没有签嘛，然后让我回国。
He's trying to get compensation, but the factory owner is claiming bankruptcy. And if that succeeds, it'll be as if Wang and his accident never happened.
种了些西红柿和黄瓜，给他们打架
Zheng Kai manages the shelter where Wang and Zhang are staying.
大家待在那儿不也是没有事情做吗？所以这也是通过这个是一个交流沟通和也算一个活动吧。现在不能动，一动它妈死了似的。
这不是那个他的大可能是在人前跟大家，可能大家开玩笑干嘛，我可能这会儿我可以跟你有说有笑的，但是我可能一转身，我就会立马就会哭了起来，完全就是不是以前的我。这些都是心理医生开的药。
Shu was intensely bullied at work. She felt she was singled out for being foreign.
我们那个流水线上就我一个女性，他们平常就有时候没事爱开我玩笑嘛，就是说男女性之间开的一种玩笑嘛，我就说他们班长，我就说八嘎，开玩笑说了一句八嘎。当时我们系长在那里，就勃然大怒，真的当时就勃然大怒。他说你是研究生，你是中国人，你在日本工作，我们说你什么骂你什么，你就只能听着，你就不可以还嘴。然后就到后来吃饭的时候坐在那休息嘛，我就看着天空，我说太累了，我说真的在这边太累了，我说不想活了。然后就后来就或者就想不开嘛，然后就从楼梯上面就跳了下来。
She spent 3 months in hospital and has damaged her back. She may not be able to work again. Now she's fighting to have the incident recognized as a workplace injury.
不到日本来工作，我怎么会发生这些事情？你平常中你工作不是说对我太过于挑剔的话，我不至于说我想不开。
She worked in a small company making clothes, where she claims she was exploited.
工资呢，这些东西全是作假，全做了假账。
She showed me notes she says she took for a year, documenting the hours that she worked. She says she wasn't paid for any of her overtime, and claims that she's owed nearly $50,000.
拼命的干活的时候，当时累的腿肿、腰痛、头痛，我夜里都哭。我当时一不敢跟老板说了一房子的，说你生病了或者想方法把你送走。
We spoke to 2 other people, also from China, who made similar allegations about the working practices at this company.
That's something Lin Wei-hong says he knows all about. He too came from China on a scheme to learn specialist welding. Instead, he was sent here, to the outskirts of Tokyo, to scoop up scrap metal for export. He says the company underpaid him, provided accommodation with no running water, and then broke its contract by summarily sacking him earlier this year.
I spent so much money to come to Japan. When I discovered that the kind of work I will be doing as a trainee was recycling and not welding, I was shocked. But if I had complained to the company, I would have been fired and left to face my debts back home.
Lin's former employer, Taiwa, declined our request for a statement because the matter is before the courts. He's suing for compensation. As is the family of this man. Zhan Xiaodong was working at an aluminium plating factory when he died from heart failure in June last year. He was just 31, with no history of heart disease.